Hello everyone, today we'll talk again about the lucid dreams. And if you're not a lucid dreamer yet, don't worry about, just keep going to practicing your exercises and with some time you become success. But anyway, you can get some benefits from it. For example, you might get a better memory and you easily remember your dreams, and your dreams became more brighter with stronger feelings and more actions. And one tip I want to share with you, what other things you can do easily. So you can already dream it. You remind it something like you already movie, something like that. For example, you want to visit Paris or maybe Greece with the ancient time, or you want to take a part in a battle with the Caesar. Doesn't matter. It no limits at all. So exercise is really simple. Before you go to sleep, just repeat it several times. Just intent. For example, you want to see a Greece nation time. Just say it over and over again and repeat it several times, like 10 or 20, and you make a program what you want to see. And if you will not succeed it the first time, just don't worry. Basically, people can do it after a few times. So usually it's worked, but people might not remember what it was. But if you do so, basically it will be. So I will share my experience. For example, I done a lot of lucid dreams before, and I can remember my dreams easily. And once I just make an order in the dream to get some new information, or know something new. So I repeated it several times. I go to sleep, and in the dream it was strange place, whatever, and basically I didn't plan, but I was recognized as a dream, so I was conscious inside and like very suspicious person, just look everything, how it was. And one man came to me, he introduced himself, and but what interesting thing, usually I can remember everything, but I don't remember his name now, and even I don't remember what he looked like. I remember he looked like really young, like 25 years old, but he said he 45 or something. And he started to explain me something. It was like really difficult to understand. It was like a lot of information with various examples, etc. Usually in a dream you can see people, some people like robots, like a part of decoration, just walking, do their things, they're not really conscious, like you talk to them, just ignoring you. So maybe like zombie, whatever. And some people you might meet in dreams, they're like real persons, they can talk to you, they can tell you something you didn't use before. I don't know, maybe it's another creatures or another people. So maybe your mind's creative, I don't know. So this person looks pretty normal, like a real human, and tell me something. And I'm like really suspicious, nervous. Look at him and touch him and try to check is it real or not, and he's looking at me like, what's going on with you? Like, what the hell? So now I try to explain to you what he said to me in the best way I can. Basically I didn't get much idea about, but I just going to you. So first of all, he said, everything you see around it not like you think it is. And all of the solid things and all of the matter, and basically it's not how we think it is. And all of the action around, like cause and effect. I give you a small example. For example, we walk in the mountains on a narrow road, and some stone fell down on the front of you, and now you will walk around, or you might step on it and sleep, or you might break your tire, or whatever, or maybe someone pick it up for building something or for drawing, whatever. So it's various effects might be. And then stone fell because a tree growing on the top, and roots broke the stone and fell down, etc. So it's simple cause and effect. But as the man explained to me, it's not how it is. All of the matter is basically like energy and information, and basically it's the same thing. And all of the cause and effect around we see it not always like we see it or how we know it. So in this case, for example, this stone, it has some information, some kind of programming. So it was programmed or have information, but it can be broken in certain circumstances. For example, from root of the tree, and when it fell down, it has some information how it fell, with what speed, and where it fell, and whatever. And at the same time, a tree has some information as well, how it's grow and what it can do, and if possible, be strong enough to break that stone on a cliff, etc., etc. And when its stone fell down, it can make another effect, and it cooperate with nature around. But it's very simple example. Much more complicated when with some living creature like insect or animals or even plants. For example, seed or plant when it grows, it has some information as well how it should be grown. This kind of energy. Like what he said, it's not a big difference between energy and information. It's flow together. So it have information how it should be grown, but it reminds me some kind of program. Like everything has a program how it should be grown, and under some certain circumstances, like too much sun or too much wind or too much water, what effect it might have, and how it cooperates with another plants. And not really when someone eat it or put it seed in a certain place, etc., etc. And all the things around can have a huge amount of information. And what the man said, basically we can read this information, and more of that we can get access to all of that information, but we don't need it. First of all, we need to learn how to decode it. There's a lot of information what we don't need at all, like minerals and stone, how it is and everything is not useful for us. But as we take a plant, for example, we can get some information how it's, so we can get information how this plant growing, what the need for it, and what purposes we can use, like maybe for eating or for remedy, etc. And everything we see around, it's not actually like that. So all of the things, they have some information and energy. So basically energy and information is something similar. And everything has some certain information, and it's some energy made we see and feel it in certain way. And all of the cause and effect around we see, it's not exactly in a way we can see it or we can understand it or we know it. Not always like that. So he gave me several explanations. I'll give you an example. You walk in the mountains on a narrow road and suddenly stones fell down on the front of you, so you can walk around the stone and you can step in it and slip, or maybe you can break a tire, or another person can pick it up for building or for drawing, whatever. So it's called effects. So direct cause and effect we see it, and stone has been falling down because it's broken from roots from a tree, it's growing on top. But each actually its information was there before to be different. This stone already has some information for me. It reminds like some kind of program, some code, let's say. So under certain circumstances it can be broken and it fell with certain speed and certain angle, etc., etc. And the tree have information as well. For example, this root can be strong enough to grind the stone, and etc. It's like more complicated if you take the plant, because plant have some certain information as well, how it should be grown, and under certain circumstances it might change something. For example, when too much sun or too much wind or too much water, and how to behave and cooperate with another plants, how the seed can grow in different locations, and etc. etc. And more complicated if we take some living creature like animals or insects. And so basically it's energy everywhere, and all energy and all the information. And interesting thing, we can read this information. We can get access to all of it. But thing is, we don't need all of this information because it's unnecessary. For example, for minerals and stone, it's a lot of information we don't need. And maybe for some plants, they communicate with each other as well. It's their life. They have a lot of information, but only some might be useful for us. For example, how better to grow, how to feel, and we can eat it or not, or can use it as a remedy or not, etc. So, in some way, we can open our ability to get certain information. But it's some kind of protection we not, because it's too many information just make you crazy and you don't need it and you will not use it. Most of it not useful for you. So actually it was this main try to say to me. He said a lot. I just remember some part what I can understand with it, but bring a lot of explanation and examples. I get the idea what he tried to say. And really I didn't see this information before. I read a lot of books, but I remember I seen it some way, in a particular way. So each time it's like we have more question where it comes from. Maybe I get access to some kind of information or database, or some other creature tell me, or maybe I met another person in dream and he said to me, or it's my mind, just the imagination. Actually it's quite interesting. So please give a note what you think about. And for me it was quite interesting, and I hope it was interesting for you as well. So thank you for your attention.